All right, what up, guys? So back in season 2 and 3, I made videos about certain changes that I think Blizzard should make for Diablo to be better. Essentially, this is just a follow-up on that. It's kind of hard to find anything to complain about these days because the game's actually pretty decent, but there was still a couple of things that I think need to be changed. So we're gonna go over those in this video. It's gonna be 5 different things. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, comment, all that generic YouTube stuff. But we're just gonna get straight into it here. Also, if I sound a little nasally and I'm talking really fast and all that, I have a sinus infection. But anyway, so number one, let us summon bosses multiple times without having to leave the dungeon and then like reset the dungeon and then walk back through all the pointless enemies and stuff just to get back to the boss to usually like one shot them or kill them really quick, right? It's kind of annoying just like leaving, resetting, going back in, leaving, resetting. There's no point in that. Whenever the boss dies, the podium can just respawn and you can just go up to it, put the materials in it, spawn it again, and just do it as many times as you get the materials for. I think this is the number one change for me, and it's literally such a minor thing, but I do think it's annoying having to back out, reset, go back in, and it just feels like a ginormous waste of time. So it would be absolutely fantastic if they could just, let us do what I just said. Number two. All right, number two on the list isn't really so much of like a gameplay mechanic. It literally doesn't matter too much. But and I think I said this in one of my other videos. But they need to let us like dye weapons, and they need to let us like dye specific parts of like our transmogged items. So like, why can't I dye the accent and have the main part of like my chest armor be 2 different colors, right? And also, I think they really need to add more colors because there's like what 8 or 9 of them, maybe 10. I think they should just add a more specific color wheel, and I know that's a lot of work. It doesn't matter too much, but like I love cosmetics in this game. Even the stuff that you don't have to pay for. I get my stuff from the battle pass and anything I salvaged, and I love just making new looks every season. But I kind of look the same sometimes because I can't change those specific accents and stuff, right? And you can't dye your weapons at all, which is rather unfortunate in my opinion. You should just be able to, I don't know, have blue cast metal on your sword or just something like that, right? I think that would be really cool. Number three is another one that I've already suggested in one of my other videos, and people everywhere have just been saying it. They really need to let us have preset Paragon boards so that I can switch between builds on the same character without having to. I mean, I know they have the quick reset, but you still have to fill it in, right? Which just takes a lot of time. And it's kind of annoying having to look over at one of my monitors, memorize the path of like 3 or 4 nodes, and then go back over to my other screen and then memorize like 10 of them, look back at the other screen, and just it's annoying. They'd really just need to let us have preset boards. Number four, also people have been asking for, is just a loot filter. So them having less loot has actually been pretty nice, right? But it's been annoying because like Duriel will drop blues in common sometimes for me. Other things will drop blues and commons, and I know they're ancestral, but I still don't want them. I'll never want them. And sometimes like I'm just like hovering over Duriel, spamming pickup, and then have to go into my inventory and drop all the commons and crap that I don't want. Um, I at the very least they need a loot filter to let us like filter out anything that's not got like an enchantment on it, not an enchantment, but a legendary affix or something on it, right? Just let us get rid of all the other crap that we don't want, especially now considering those usually only have 2 affixes on them, so you're never going to want them anyway. So let's just get rid of them, right? It makes sense to me. And lastly, see, the other ones were like 10 lists, but the game is actually in such a good spot. I can only come up with 5 for this video. But anyway, number 5 is multiple loadouts for quick switching, which is essentially like, so we gear swap to do certain things, right? Like we'll run through the beginning of a dungeon, going through the mobs with a certain weapon or a certain unique on, and then when you get to a boss, you need to switch, right? You have to actually go to your inventory and click on them and stuff. It'd be nice to be able to just like have a second loadout that you can press a hotkey and it will just switch your gear over, because you can do it almost instantly anyway. It just takes a lot of effort, right? Because all you gotta do is open and click, open and click, open and click, and like it takes you less than a second if you put it in the right spots and you're just kind of going off muscle memory and stuff. So it really just would be convenient to have a button that would just let us switch between loadouts. So like there was a game I played growing up called Mabinogi, and you could have 2 weapons on, and there was a button that would just let you switch between your 2 weapon sets. So imagine that, but it would just let you switch between 2 different gear sets. I think that would be really cool. Maybe you can like set it up where it would only switch a helmet, or it would only switch, just certain pieces of gear. I'm not a game developer, this is something I kind of just recently thought about, but I think it would be really cool. And that is it. There's probably like 2 or 3 more things that I could think of if I really sat here, but you know, a list of 8 doesn't really sound nice. You know, it either needs to be 5 or 10. So we went with 5 this time, and if I can think of another 5, I'll just make another video later on. And I appreciate anybody that watched the video. I think I said it at the beginning, but the generic YouTube crap of like, comment, subscribe, all of that. And I will see you guys in the next one.